Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. In front of me here, barely fits inside the frame. This is a package with an iPhone inside. Specifically, this is supposed to be an iPhone 5C, and it's supposed to be running iOS 7. I believe I bought this like months ago, just haven't gotten around to unboxing it. So let's hope it's iOS 7 because the return window for this has definitely closed. So let's get this FedEx package opened up, see what's inside, and hopefully it's a cool device to make a cool video. Let's begin. All right, here's our device. This is definitely an iPhone 5C, and this is in the green color. Appears to be in pretty nice condition. Actually, there are a few scratches there on the back plastic. Our power button looks pretty nice up there, as do our volume buttons and the volume rocker. On the bottom, headphone jack and lightning port look to be in good shape, as does the speaker grill. Flipping around to the front, let me give this a little bit of a clean here. Might have to go a little more aggressive. But we do have a pretty nice display. I'm seeing a little scratch right there. Should be able to see that on camera. But other than that, it's a pretty clean device. Let's go ahead and see if this thing has any power or if we're going to have to connect it, and we are. Let me get this thing plugged in, and once it gets a little charge, we'll see what happens. All right, got it plugged in. We should get that battery icon, and we do. So we'll let that sit for a few minutes until it gets enough power to turn on. And here we go. Our iPhone 5C has finally turned on, and we are met with the iconic color matching background for the iPhone 5C. Of course, this is the green color iPhone, and that means we got a complimentary green wallpaper. So we'll go ahead and slide to unlock, and we can tell right away that this is in fact iOS 7, which is what this iPhone shipped with in 2013 when it was launched. We can go ahead and head into settings, general, and about, and see that we are running iOS 7.1.2. This is of course a 16 gigabyte model. This iPhone launched in 16 and 32 gigabytes, but an 8 gigabyte was actually available later on after the initial release day. So there is one photo on this device. We'll try our luck and see what that is. And we'll go ahead and delete that because it is just a screenshot of the settings menu. So here we go, iPhone 5C. This one is in the green color. Really nice device, and I think this is the only green iPhone. Actually, I take that back. Apple has actually shipped a green iPhone in the, I want to say the 11 Pro and the 13 Pro. I definitely remember the 11 Pro. I could be wrong about the 13 Pro. It's more of an alpine or a forest green versus this is a very vibrant, almost a neon green color. Let's see if I have something else to compare it to. I don't, but I'll go ahead and throw up a picture of that green iPhone 11, and if there are any other green iPhones, I'll go ahead and throw those up as well. Now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and test the video capabilities of this iPhone. So go ahead and start a video recording there, and we'll switch over to it. Here we go. Now we're on the iPhone 5C. Here is my camera setup. There is the power bank down there that's currently powering this iPhone 5C. Here we have a 1 terabyte hard drive. See how close we can get before it loses focus. Right about there is the limit for that. And over here we have a graded Pokemon card. The colors on this device look pretty good, although it does have a 4-inch LCD display. So resolution's not the best. You guys will be able to see how this looks on the computer. We'll go ahead and switch back to the main recording device. So now you guys can see and hear how the video recording is on the iPhone 5C. I think it's a 1080p video recording. It might be 720, but I believe it's 1080. I know for sure that it's only 30 FPS, certainly not HDR, and it's absolutely not 4K 60, which is what I record most of my videos on here on that device. Let me go ahead and get connected to the Wi-Fi so that we can test out the iTunes and the App Store, as well as we'll try Siri on iOS 7. All right, we are connected. Let's fire up the App Store, and as far as I know, this was working not too long ago. I think the date and time is wrong. All right, we've got our date and time set again. Let's see if the App Store works now. And it looks like it's trying to load. Let's see if we can get into the top paid charts here. And no, are we not going to work? What about top charts? Top charts is going to work. And it looks like everything is running like it should, at least in top charts. Here are the Near Me applications. That is a feature that quickly went away. So it looks like the App Store is kind of working. Let's see if the iTunes Store is working. So it's trying to load, and we're going to get... It looks like that's how it's supposed to be, and everything is loading. I don't know if that's exactly how it should look, but this looks pretty decent. Stuff isn't all over the place, but I don't know. I think it works. So there is the iTunes and the App Store. There was something else. Oh, Siri. Let's see if that works. It's probably turned off. I don't know. Everyone turns off Siri. All of the used iPhones I get that have already been set up do not have Siri turned on, and they don't have location turned on. So here we go. Actually, let me change the voice. Let's see what the iOS 7 male Siri sounds like. I think this was the first time you could change it. What was the score of the Texas A&M men's baseball game?
I found this on the web.
Okay, that wasn't very helpful, but Siri is working. And there was the male voice for that. There was one more thing I wanted to do. What was it? It was something with the internet. I cannot remember. Maybe it'll come to me as we flip through. Oh, I wanted to check if there was an iCloud account. Last iPhone 5C I opened up, there was a iCloud account logged in. Thankfully, this one does not have that. The previous owner for that other iPhone 5C, I actually think that was another green one. Let me go ahead and get that one for you. Here's that other one. I think it's completely dead. This was the iOS 7 5C that had an iCloud account locked to it. And the owner said they did not remember ever using that email as an Apple ID and therefore did not know a password. So take that story with a grain of salt, if you will. But let's go into settings and just play around with a few things here on iOS 7. Of course, this version of iOS completely changed the way we interacted with our phones, from the sense that everything looked so different. It was a complete overhaul of the user interface on the iPhone 5 and 5C and the iPhone. Actually, we'll go through all the devices. We got an iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 5C, 5S got iOS 7. iPad 2nd, 3rd, 4th gen got iOS 7, as well as the iPad Air 1st gen and the Mini 1st and 2nd gen. And the iPod Touch 4th gen, no, it did not. The iPod Touch 5th gen got iOS 7. I think that's all the devices there. I might have missed a couple. But it's dramatically different than iOS 6. I'm sure all of you guys know what iOS 6 looks like. And there's an Amber Alert. If you guys saw that, make sure you let someone know. This was about 1,500 days ago, so hopefully they caught that guy by now. But back to iOS 7, it was a complete overhaul, changed the way everything looked on the iPhone, and it was just a big change. Brought a lot of new features, and this is kind of similar to how the iPhones and iPads look today. They haven't changed too much, although I think iOS 18 kind of lets you customize more things so you can make it look dramatically different than some of the other iOS versions. And it looks like we're kind of getting stuck. I wonder if this has a bad baseband. And it actually looks like it might. So you can see that modem firmware is blank. That means that this device has a cellular or Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cellular antenna, but for some reason they go bad and it causes all types of glitching on the device. So I think the solution is to turn on airplane mode. Pretty sure you can leave Wi-Fi on and Bluetooth, although I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's just a cellular connection thing, but it causes all kinds of weird behaviors on the iPhone. And it looked like it was still lagging there for a minute. So that's what happens with old technology. It doesn't all work anymore. And I'd imagine if I updated this iPhone to iOS 10, we may get some better results because there may be a more compatible software for this device. But before this thing completely dies, I want to show off the iOS 7 wallpapers. These are probably my favorites. Of course, we got the dynamics. I don't think those look that nice. I think the stills are really where it's at. We've got some really neat wallpapers that were removed in iOS 9. iOS 8 and iOS 7 had lots of cool wallpapers, and for whatever reason, they disappeared in iOS 9. So what's going to look good here with our green and black iPhone? I think we're going to have to go with this one here. Probably some sort of Aurora Borealis up in the northern hemisphere. Looks pretty nice. It's a good mix of, we got a little purple there, lots of green, some blue, and some darker black colors. I love the way the dock looks down here. It's very neon green, and it matches the green of our iPhone 5C. All right, there you have it. That's been a quick look here at an iPhone 5C, yet again, running iOS 7. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in another one of my videos.